to ask any questions whatsoever. Shar, we won't be able to help.
Swamiji. Thank you. Earlier tonight, you were talking about some of the things you would do for japa, and for sadhana, and you mentioned japa and prayers.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought japa was prayers, but I think you're talking about something specific. So could you talk a little more about that, please?
Japa is prayer, but when we say prayer, there is more than japa. Japa is a concentrated prayer. Prayers are so many words that we speak, Father in heaven and all those words. And there are many stotras and prayers of Sanskrit. They are leading your mind to be associated with God and His glory. That becomes an extension of the same purpose that you achieve by japa. You are achieving it by further extension.
Swamiji, thank you. For us to advance in Vairagya, should we avoid situations that excite the senses?
Answer is yes, but at the same time, with discrimination, some situation excites the senses, but the excitement ends up in a sattvic way. You discover some special energy in you, you become happier, you become inspired, and you are able to enrich yourself more. That point has to be in your mind. Any association, any experience that is leading you to becoming more enriched physically, mentally, ability to do your jobs, etc. But anything that's becoming a wrong association for you, your mind should understand and have foresight. If any type of association is building up to keep your mind completely enchained, full of worries, anxieties, and all that, then you avoid it. The simple point is satsanga is good. Kusanga, negative association, is bad. But satsanga and kusanga are relative terms. And you have to figure out what is good for you.
Swamiji, I have sort of a personal question about keeping an altar. I've been keeping an altar for years, for doing a little bit of deity worship. And I've come to a point where it's kind of agitating to my mind now. And it's not that I've reached some advanced state, because I certainly haven't, but it's almost like instead of spending this time bathing and cleaning and doing devotion, I feel like I should now be using that time to meditate and get closer to Source from within. So do you have any suggestions about a transition as far as keeping an altar or taking it down after doing it for so many years? That
question should not arise. It's just like you have been eating for years, and yet you will not take down the kitchen. You can eat anywhere you want, but still you have to have your kitchen. In the same way, do puja anywhere you want, freely, feel free. But having a place where you can have a more concentrated association. It's a place that day by day you have done it. It has a special impact on your mind. Just like your bedroom. Day by day you come to the same place to go to sleep. On the other hand, led by your circumstances, you can sleep anywhere. But having a place to come to gives you a better security, a better normality. Again, another point, if your altar creates in your mind a sense of too many elaborate things, you can shorten, make the altar very short. Things that are very important for you, can inspire you, keep there. Don't let the altar take away the whole room, you see. That you can do. But eliminating the altar, that's not a good idea, because also you are setting example for people around you. If you have that type of a feeling within you to share your spirituality, then when you take people to your altar, do prayer with them, it gives you a better setting. It's like when you invite people to take to your dinner table, and that's a better setting.
I think what it is that
And that is not contradictory, you see. Inwardly, God is within your heart. You are the moving temple. Go on growing with it. But don't go against the temples that exist.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Thank you, Swamiji. I really enjoyed, I forget how to call it, the simile of the elephant and the pose being the ego and the rope, the craving. So I'm not quite clear how to verbalize the question, but is when the elephant is nothing, there is no phenomenon that would trigger the craving of the, there is no, what I want to say is the ego, which is the post, there's no crisis self-imposed for the rope. And do you understand me? You understand?
I understand me, yeah. Ego is the post, but the post is not as invincible or as fixed as it appears. Its intensity is based on illusion. Just like a child goes on looking at a branch and goes on imagining there is a ghost on it. And that imagination becomes so strong that any shaking there, even without shaking, the child starts shaking. The ghost is going to jump upon him. Similarly, ego develops without any real basis. is backed up by ignorance. Therefore, when you go to sleep, that ego moves away and you are quite okay. But then, day-to-day life, ego, the soul within you is elephant tied to that ego that doesn't exist. And that's why we come to satsang, to untie that.
Right, so satsanga helps.
Satsanga helps and your day-to-day sadhana helps. That's the goal of life.
Thank you.
Okay. Archana.